Hey guys, welcome back to another Virgo Girl recommendation. Today's recommendation is Chevalier. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a great movie. Great movie on Hulu. So basically, the movie is based on a true story, which I love, absolutely love. It's based on an illegitimate son of an African slave and a French plantation owner. And so basically, the guy, uh, his real name is Joseph Malone, and he rises to, fame through being able to play the violin. He's a really good violinist, and he had been playing the violin since he was a child. Because his father was French, he kind of got, of course, a different life than a typical slave would, because his dad, of course, was white, and his mom was the one that was a slave. But his dad was able to give him some opportunities that generally he wouldn't have, just being if he were just like all black. So because of his father's privilege, he was able to take these classes. He was able to go to better schools and things like that. And anyway, fast forward, he ended up being just amazing on the violin. So people loved him. He became well off by playing the violin. And it all was going great. And there's a lot more to it, but I don't want to spoil this because this is a recommendation. So we're not going to do spoilers really. Um, that little bit that I gave you, that's nothing. That's just pretty much known. But the rest of it is where it gets juicy. His career takes a spiraling downfall because of a love affair. Now, for me, the whole thing is, it was like a forbidden love affair, have you. I thought initially that, I'm going to just say it because it's not. So initially I thought they meant like it was going to be like maybe a same-sex relationship, like, that was forbidden, but it's not. It's different than what I expected. So that's what I initially thought when, I first saw it. But yeah, it's going to be different. This guy is very intriguing. He's very appealing, and it's something to watch. The guy that they chose for this role, excellent choice, because he is so perfect. He just grabs your attention just right. As soon as I decided to watch this, and I said, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know. I wasn't sure. But for me, when something is based on a true story, it captures my attention. The guy, Kelvin Harrison Jr., oh my God. He killed it. I thought he did such an amazing job. I loved how he just embodied this person, I think he just did an amazing job. And I loved how it showed the different dynamics between him and, his counterparts, and how things so changed, like towards the end. It was just amazing to me how people would treat him. It's kind of like when you're on top, that's when I guess everybody's in your corner. But when you have a downfall, it's amazing to see who your true friends are. That's where I'm going with this. And that's one of the lessons you can learn in this movie. You can just, and that's in life. When you're down, I've experienced that. It's so funny because when you're a person who, like him, he was striving to be the best. He was the best. He had, he was skilled, so with his skill, it afforded him the ability to be able to bypass a lot of things that other people who were biracial wouldn't be able to. So they kind of overlooked the fact that he was mixed race and wasn't pure white, and they kind of let him into some circles, where, otherwise he wouldn't be allowed. So he ended up being able to do some things that, and also people knew who his father was too, so that kind of helped as well. But also, I want to say, in life, it's so funny. The one thing that I thought this movie showed well. It's so funny in life how when you're up, and people just love you. Like when you're financially stable, you have all your stuff together, you're mentally sound, you don't have really any issues going on, outwardly, no one's perfect, but outwardly everything looks to be going great. It's amazing how many people, are in your corner. But when things start to crumble and your life shifts in any way to where you need help, and or if financially something happens, you lose your job or what have you, or anything that happens that alter your life in some kind of way that's like monumental, people will show you who they are. That's when you can see who your true friends are. And man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to see that. I personally have been there and seen, people who have been true friends. I've seen the good side of that too. I've seen where you're down and people who will come to your rescue, who will be there for you and try to help you through your storm. I've seen that. And then I've also seen the other side where people, once you're down, they're out. So yeah, it definitely happens, and it's definitely scary. It's definitely sad. The only thing I can say in life is be the friend you want to have, and just try to be there for people as much as you can, because you never know when you too will come to the day. I mean, you don't want to be there for people just so they'll be there for you. You want to do things from your heart, but at the same time, it kind of like, it does kind of go both ways. You do want to be that friend that's there for people when they're down and out, because, if that is your true friend, you should, strive to be there for them. But anyway, back to the show, the movie, the documentary. I guess it's like a documentary. So basically, this guy, what I got out of it is that he basically was longing, like a lot of people, for the love that he never got from his mother, because his mother ended up having to, I guess like at birth, his dad like took him. So his mother ended up not being like a huge part of his life. So it's like he was longing for acceptance, because, here he is biracial in this white world, also longing for love, because he didn't have that motherly love, which everyone needs, in his life. And, even his father, how much could his father really be there with a son that is biracial back in those days? I believe it was like the 1800s, or was it the 1700s or 1800s, one of them. But yeah, it was way, 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 way back in the day. So, where things were definitely not the way, that wasn't accepted, back then. So yeah, it was very interesting. And I thought it was very interesting how talented he was and how confident he was. I loved his confidence, and I loved how talented he was, and how he was the type of person that stood for something. You know how they say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything? He was someone that stood for something. And I liked that. I really liked that about him. And I liked his tenacity and just his oomph. So yeah, definitely a great, 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 great documentary. And it is on Hulu. I'm going to tell you guys how it's spelled, just in case. It's C as in Charlie, H-E, V as in Victor, A-L-I, E as in Edward, R. Chevalier, I believe is how it's pronounced. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Until next time, guys, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Peace.